I'll hold it for a second so I can figure it out. All right. So this is Kamara and Jola. Is that correct?
Yes,
Versus
absolutely.
Doe Turner and Atlanta Realtors LLC.
Yes.
So, okay, let's talk about this investment. Oh,
Yeah, and just for
talking
con
Barry, I didn't forget you. I'm coming. All right, go ahead.
and just for context, Your Honor, I had an exact I had this case on the exact same facts as this case and got a default judgment on that case too. But pretty much what happened is that my clients made a $200,000 investment um, to the defendants, and the contract states that the investment amount was supposed to be used to buy luxury vehicles and other goods. The defendants paid my clients the investment amount. They were supposed to get back $12,000 a month starting on December 1st, I believe, 2012. And they started paying, they paid December, January, and February, and then they just stopped paying. And
Okay,
so,
all right, let me ask you this.
sure.
What business generates $12,000 a month in return a month?
I do not know.
I mean, if it done, if it's not Bolivian marching powder,
I,
Mr. Austin,
I,
what business?
I did not get into the weeds of that. I didn't ask questions about what business. So I just, I was presented with a breach of contract claim. I determined that it was breach of contract, and
Okay, so they were supposed to get a return of $12,000 per month, and
correct.
they paid for how many months?
December, January, and February of 2013.
All right. And was there any reason given for um, the alleged breach?
Just that the investment opportunity that they had didn't make the money that they thought it would. And so that's why they stopped paying.
Okay, and when you say luxury vehicles and other goods, was were the plaintiffs going, did they have any responsibility to I guess approve the other luxury goods, or was it contingent upon their action other than putting $200,000 into the hands of Atlanta Realty?
Sure. Just just putting the $200,000 up as an investment. The contract is pretty plain. It simply just says $200,000 investment, return of 6% each month starting on December 1st, 2012. And the parties can terminate the agreement or ask for their money back anytime within 30 days. And that's basically all it says. Um, and it gives the reason for the investment to buy vehicles and other goods. And that's the extent of the contract, which tells me an attorney probably didn't draft this
Oh,
agreement.
I'm clear, Mr. Austin, that nobody who's got our training drafted that.
Right. Um,
Um, so in the four corners of the contract,
yes, Your Honor.
the offer was, we're going to give you this amazing return in exchange for $200,000, the acceptance. The money was paid. The contract was breached because one version of the contract, I mean, the one provision of the contract is that the return is to be paid at the rate of $12,000 per month until when?
Until the parties terminate the agreement.
So this is an indefinite provision.
That's
Like the provision is the contract is automatically renewable until
There's not
death ad infinitum. I mean,
correct. That, yep, it's bare bones, just like that. If you see the document, the only termination provision is the parties can terminate within 30 days, and that's the only termination provision within the.
yeah, share screen for me. You
Sure.
got it.
Sure.
I
Uh,
just had a case recently where this gentleman allegedly contracted for repairs to his home, but the repairman didn't do what he asked and he kept paying. And so it was like a constant reformation, and there never was a meeting of the minds. And I was like, sir, you can't sue him for not meeting the terms of the contract because y'all never had a contract. Every time you said do this for this amount of money, he did something different and you gave him a different amount of money.
Yeah. Now I have a screenshot. I'll show it to you. Let me share my screen. Right.
Okay, hold on. I thought my doctor was calling,
Oh, interesting.
but no, it was a scam call.
Oh,
They're using Kaiser Permanente now to ask if you've been in a car accident in the last 2 years. It's just the amazing the amount of scams out here. But anyway, okay, let's go. All right. Okay. Amount invested.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. So it looks like vehicle purchases, but I later found out it was luxury vehicles that were supposed to be being purchased.
So Sean Doe is not that's an actual person.
That's an actual person, correct?
Okay, because I
Yeah.
thought it was
The
like a
last case I had, that
okay.
judge thought the same thing, but this is an actual person.
All right. Okay. Um, and this is the total contract.
This is the total contract. Yes, Your Honor.
And it seems mutual in as much as either party can end the contract with with 30 days notice.
Correct. My prior judgment on the same facts, I'm still having trouble collecting that judgment, to be
Oh,
honest.
you're gonna have trouble collecting this one, Mr. Austin.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I
I,
mean, because this is as sketchy as the paper it's written on.
yeah. Yep. I
Well,
understand.
what damages are owed to Mr. Kamara and Jola?
I calculated up until um, April of this year. It's a total of minus the amounts that they've given, the 36,000 that they've given, it's a total of $512,000. Now, to be honest, if they were, never mind, I'm not going to speak to what they could have done to limit damages here. But to date, they haven't given back the investment amount or anything. Um,
Okay, well, at the point that they breached, which I guess would have been March,
correct.
so from March forward, this is the amount owed um, for the end of the contract, I guess.
Well, yes. Well, to the end of when I filed my motion for default judgment, that's to the point where I stopped calculating, which was April of this year. But it's June. Not sure if we can add that extra May and June,
Which would bring it up to,
another 24.
yeah, 536.
Yes, ma'am, 24, 34. Yep.
All right. Sometimes numbers are just numbers, Mr. Austin.
Yep.
So asking for on behalf of your clients, 536,000. Any other fees or associated costs?
Um, no. I already know they don't have it. But
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grant you, based on this contract, $536,000. All right. And you can go ahead, if you haven't sent over an order, send one. And how much are you charging for the business law class that you're giving to Misters Kamara and Jala? You don't have, is it included in the retainer? I'm just asking.
yeah, yeah. You know, I have talks with with clients all the time about stuff like this.
Mr. Austin, I
Um,
used to practice, I'm clear, I used to practice business law, and let me just tell you, um, everybody thinks they can do a contract. Everybody thinks they can do what we do. And I always tell people it is better to ask the questions, talk to an attorney, even if he's charging you a consulting fee, sit down and pay it. It is cheaper on the front end than to have us fix it on the back end. And they don't need us on the front end, but they sure will come running when
yes,
it's back end.
yes, yes. You were speaking to the choir. I have a case where a young man signed an agreement and gave away 80% of his company. Uh,
Yeah, because I used to, let me just put it this way. I used to represent at one point professional athletes. So go ahead. Take it from there.
yeah,
Yeah. So you understand.
I
So
do.
all right. All right, sir. We'll go ahead and get that order out to you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad day. Either way, she's here to stay, stay, stay. Call up holy, only